An analysis of traditional media channels which have been used for mass communication is a good way to begin to understand how community and social media have changed communication. So I'm just going to give an example of three popular channels which are out there. So you had television, you had radio, and the newspaper. And these were great at reaching out to a mass audience. However, these were typically one-way channels. What I mean is that you could reach out to people via these channels, but those same people could not reach back to you via those channels or communicate with each other via those channels. So these were one-way channels. In contrast, when you look at channels which are enabled by the web, whether it's email or social channels like Facebook or even places like Twitter, where a whole lot of conversations are happening today, you'll notice that these channels enable you to reach out to people, and additionally, the same people can reach back to you via these channels themselves. They can also reach out to each other via these channels. One technology which changed this even further is the mobile phone. This changed the way, or rather the speed of communication between people, and made it almost instant. So now you've got many-to-many kind of conversations, and conversations happening at many multiple levels. The changes brought about by these many-to-many and multi-level conversations meant that now, suddenly, more than ever before, listening to the conversations which were happening across the board, across multiple channels and across multiple people, suddenly became extremely important. Along with listening, another aspect which changed was you'd now have to observe a variety of different channels and at the same time react almost instantly to conversations out there. Moreover, your reaction time got reduced drastically. Where earlier maybe you had a day before a major story broke to respond. Now you had to respond like in 15 minutes or less at times. These changes in the parameters of communication means that communication professionals now need new set of competencies. Whether it is in terms of taking advantage or managing the conversation which is happening online, in terms of managing word-of-mouth marketing, whether it is in terms of maintaining and building an online reputation for your brand, or whether it is in terms of managing the number of new communities which are springing up online and offline. Additionally, managing new sets of influencers, both online and offline, who are affecting large sets of audiences. People like speakers, community leaders, influential bloggers, and so on. That is a new competency which you need to have. You need to be able to manage, identify, and engage with influencers. At some point of time, with all these different conversations happening, you're going to have to deal with e-crisis, if one might. Crisis which will spring about and spread extremely fast across the web. It's not a new competency, but you've got new tools online to handle this, which you need to build competency in. Apart from these competencies, communications, which earlier used to be typically centralized across marketing, PR, and corporate communications, are now becoming more decentralized. This is obviously due to the fact that more people today have access to blogs, Twitter, and Facebook, and can reach beyond the organization. So that's one change from centralized to decentralized. In addition, communication typically used to be extremely formal. That has changed with the nature of conversations now becoming people-to-people kind of conversations, one-on-one across, using tools like Twitter, Facebook, and so on. And that communication now has become more informal and, well, to put it simply, more social. So centralized to decentralized communications and formal to social kind of communications is what the norm is. To summarize, we now have many-to-many multi-level communication. Listening speed and reaction time have changed. Additionally, a whole lot of new competencies is what you need. And communication styles have changed from centralized to decentralized and formal to social. That's how communication has changed.